Today I'm going to be speaking about how to get the American visa during these difficult times of conflict, COVID-19. Embassies are not working in Moscow anymore, not working in Russia anymore, they've moved out. So I'm going to just give you some free tips, free advice, some of the problems you might face in getting the visa to the United States. At the end of this video, please contact me if you've got any questions or you need help with, booking your appointment or filling out your application form. But I'm just going to give you some free, friendly advice now. So let's say you don't have a Schengen visa, apply in Armenia. Apply in a country where you don't need a visa to travel. Now the problem is with that, in Armenia, there is more than a 1-year waiting list if you cannot get a cancellation. Now, you can keep checking all the time the American websites for cancellations, but if it doesn't come up, you might be waiting for 1 year until your appointment, or 10 months, 11 months. But there are appointments, but they're in 2023, very rare. Is it on the system 2022, unless luckily somebody cancels and you grab that cancellation and you pick up an earlier appointment. Now Poland has visas or appointments for visas in the next 2 months. Quite a few on the system at the moment. I'm not saying that will be tomorrow, but we've been booking quite a lot of people for the American visa to Poland. Problem is with that, you need a Schengen visa. Obviously after COVID-19 and now the conflict, that might be a difficult problem to achieve. Now, we recommend that you apply in countries like Poland, Scandinavia, because they seem to give the visas for the American visa easily. Whereas London and Paris, they give the visas, but they're a little bit more stringent on meeting the criteria. So it's a slightly higher refusal rate, let's say in London, Paris, than what we would say in Norway or Sweden. It seems that we have a much better result in getting the visas in these countries. Now, the problem is with that, not always do they have a Russian translator. So, for example, if you apply in Poland, normally they will speak to you in Russian. If you apply in Armenia, former Soviet republics, they'll speak to you in Russian. But once you start going to Scandinavia, they might want you to speak in English or in Swedish or Norwegian. So it's, that's another pitfall that you've got to look for as well. Do you speak good enough English? Now, just to recap on the documents you need, is you need to be employed, you need to have at least a Schengen visa, some travel history, you need to have paid your taxes, you need to show your bank statements with your savings, and you need to pass the interview. This is the important thing. So I'm not going to go into interview questions and answers, but once we know the individual's case, once we know the weaknesses, we can understand what the entry clearance officer is going to be looking for. For example, a high rate of refusals are from people from Dagestan, Chechnya. These regions have a high percentage of refusals. So we include a lot of documentation, 6 months bank statements, a lot of information about their businesses, what they do. We prepare that very well, because that's what the entry clearance is going to be looking at. Whereas if you're from Moscow, it's much more easier, much more quicker, and most people, I would say more than 90% of people, if they've got a job and they pay their taxes, if they're living in Moscow, a resident of Moscow, normally they get the visa. So there's little tricks we can help you with to get that visa. Hope you liked the video. Please contact me if you've got any questions or you want us to do the visa for you. And we can also help you with the payment, which obviously at the moment it's very, very difficult to use your Visa card or MasterCard when paying for visas. So we can also help with that. Thank you. Bye guys.